until the thought, the idea that possesses our mind is demonstrated. It's where we, in this teaching, where we get comfortable in affirming, I am rich. I am rich. And I'm delighted by it. I am rich, and the more money I have, the more I can give. I am rich, and I'm free to be me. I am rich. And so, I want to read a little something from Ernest Holmes. He says, on page 349, we have not laid hold of our divine inheritance. Perhaps we've been listening to the wrong counsel. We have accepted the false evidence of the senses. We have been cast into prison for debts which might have been paid had we recognized that substance already belonged to us. We've been a servant and not a son. Hence, we have not entered into the heirship. In another place, we are told it is high time that we should awake from our sleep. Perhaps we have dreamed that we were servants and not heirs. Now we must awake from this mesmeric state. The heir must claim his or her inheritance. Otherwise, it is still kept for her or him, and he or she has not the use of it. He must step forward before the bar of justice, which is the law of cause and effect, and declare that he is no longer a servant, no longer a slave, but a master, a son, a daughter, an heir. He must announce that all the Father has is his, is hers. Thus, he or she lays claims to his or her true estate, laying claim in the name of God through Christ, and the inheritance is at once delivered. That which had been kept in store for him is now delivered into his hands. And when we say Christ, we mean consciousness. In our own consciousness, in our own minds. I am rich, and I'm delighted by it. I am rich, and I'm free to be me. We do this then through our thinking, through our holy high ideas that possess our mind. As my mama used to tell me, you better get your mind on something. Get your mind on something. Because what you think about, you bring about. You've heard this before. What you think about, you bring about. We do this because we are impressing our subconscious mind. We do this because we need to give ourselves new things to think about. We do this because we need to give ourselves new ideas to possess our mind. So we do this then so that we can stop thinking about money unconsciously and to begin to think about it consciously. In our mind's eye and in our imagination, we start to think about it. Where you are seeing yourself in your own mind being, doing, and having the good you desire. Reverend Ike. Where you begin to see in your own mind, in your own self, having, doing, and being. Being, doing, and having the good that you desire. But the problem is that when it comes to money, most of us in this teaching, we can wrap our head and see ourselves in love. We can wrap our heads around it and we can see ourselves in peace. We can wrap our heads around it and we can see ourselves in joy. But when it comes to money, we have the tendency to leave ourselves out. We think about money and money is somewhere out there. And so today, we should start to see ourselves with the money that we desire in our life. It's more than words. It's what you say, it's what you see, it's what you feel, and it's what you think. So we leave ourselves out. And in this way, then, lack becomes our experience. Lack becomes our experience. And so what we have to start doing is we have to begin to affirm in the now moment that we are rich, that we are abundant. In the now moment, we have to begin to see it and to feel it. Reverend Ike, if you're not familiar with him, was a minister from years ago who was in New York. And he was very profound and would talk this talk when people weren't talking this talk. And so his affirmation used to be, I'm rich and I'm elegant. I'm rich and I'm elegant. And for him, he said his head would stand up and his shoulders would go straight. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take on my own affirmation. I am rich and I change lives. I am rich and I change lives. See, you have to take it on. You have to embody it. You have to embrace it. You have to speak it. You have to see it. You have to feel it. You have to know it. It's where the outermost and the innermost God are realized, where the ideas possess our mind, that I am one with God, I am rich. Where we begin to create a space for the fulfillment of the promise, life and life more abundantly, you see? And so Reverend Ike says in that the way that we say these things is that we have to speak it with our mouths, we have to see it in our minds, and we have to feel it in our bodies. You're going to have to do a little bit more than talk about it. You're going to have to say it, you're going to have to see it, you're going to have to feel it. Seeing yourself with money is important because what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. You're going to have to feel it, be full of the feeling of yourself and all the money that you desire to do whatever it is that you want to do. But I want to be full of the feeling of having all the money that I desire so that I can change lives. You have to know what it feels like to be able to do and to have the good that you desire. You have to know what it feels like. You should get lost in the feeling and get full of the promise that all of our needs are met. You can join me now in imagining that right now, right where we are, because we're in the now moment. Reverend Ike said that we must stay in the now moment because someday won't get it. He said, I know about Monday, and I know about Tuesday, and I know about Wednesday, and I know about Thursday, and I know about Friday, I know about Saturday, I know about Sunday, but I don't know about someday. Now, we have to realize this, get full of it, see ourselves with the money that we desire in our lives, speak it, announce it, pronounce it, that I am rich. That I am one with the divine power and presence of God, that the innermost God and the outermost God are one, until the idea takes over, until you become possessed with the idea, until all you are thinking about is this idea of God, till all you are doing is thinking about, seeing, feeling, saying that you and God are one. And all that there is yours now, until the idea becomes demonstrated, until the money gets in your hand. That's right. And so, Joel Goldsmith says, the only thing that's standing in our way is our unwillingness to make a commitment to something that's greater, far greater than anything we can imagine. See? And we here at the Center of Peace, we do not get to move away from this idea of money, because the idea of the Center of Peace is a divine idea in the mind of God, not Reverend Sheila and not Reverend Twana, but the Center of Peace. And so we get to imagine, do it with me, imagine us having all the money that we desire, that we require in this moment to go out into the world and to be a change agent, to be the ones who shine the light in the dark, to be the ones who come with love and to come with joy and to come with peace. Imagine with me, we having all the money that we need to make available to those who are not familiar with meditation, that we bring it to them, that we become the meditation here and there and everywhere. Imagine with me, if you will, that we have all the money that we require and we desire to have anybody that we want to have here teaching us these thoughts that we know to be true. Imagine it with me, see it with me until it's in our hands, until it's in our hearts. Imagine with me that we have all the money that we require and we desire to move into our new space. That is beautiful, that is opulent, that is elegant, that is full of love, that is full of joy, that is full of peace, that it's safe, that it's sacred, and that anybody and everybody who's desiring to come and be with us, anybody and everybody that's desiring to change their world, that they find their way to us. Imagine it with me, if you will. I don't know about you, but I want my money in my hand so that I can continue to change lives. It's an idea, you see, an idea in the mind of God, that the highest God and the innermost God are one. Be with it. Let it possess you. Let it take over your mind. It'll take you places greater, far greater than you've imagined. Come on, practitioners. Help me anchor this idea that right here and right now, as we turn within, we realize and recognize that there's only one God, one idea, one infinite idea, where we know now right here that there's love and only love, that there's good and only good, that there's God and only God, that it's infinite in its intelligence and its wisdom is ageless, and that it's right here, right now. And as we turn our awareness to it and become more available to it, I know now we become more with the one, where there's always a presence and never an absence, where we are present with the presence, where we get our minds on something, and that something begins to possess us right here and right now. All my needs are met. All of 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 our 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 needs are met. Healing, 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 healing. Wholeness, 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 wholeness. Complete, 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 complete. Perfection, 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 perfection. One idea obsessed. I know now in this moment that this is the action and activity occurring in our life. It must be, because the idea is always full and complete, not missing, not lacking anything. And I affirm this truth for myself, and I affirm it for you right here and right now. And so, now, anything in me that denies it has got to go. It's got to go. There's no room for it. My good is my supply. My good is filling me up now. In my mind, I see it. In my eyes, I see it. I feel it and I know it. I accept it as so in this moment. I accept it for me and I accept it for you. And oh, do I give thanks for it. I give thanks in knowing that the idea is already complete, that our good awaits our arrival, that our home awaits our love. Oh, I give thanks for it. I give thanks for us being here another day, for anybody and everybody who desires to discover the life that their soul is seeking. I give thanks for it. I give thanks for it. I give thanks for lives being changed. Oh, I am rich. Yes. And so now I am moved into that place and that space where I just let these words go, where I release them into the law of mind that's not outside of me, but in me. I release them and accept them and press my own subconscious mind and knowing that it's already done. Living in and from the demonstration, then, I know that each of us, now in this moment, we are moved into an even greater expectancy of more and more God, more and more good, of something greater, far greater than we've ever imagined. Oh, we let it be. And together we anchor by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Yeah.